Before we get into it, I want to reflect on this moment we are in. We've been investing in AI for more than a decade and innovating at every layer of the stack: research, product, infrastructure. We're going to talk about it all today. A year ago on the stage, we first shared our plans for Gemini, a frontier model built to be natively multimodal from the very beginning that could reason across text, images, video, code, and more. It's a big step in turning any input into any output, an I/O for a new generation. We'll show examples today across search, photos, workspace, Android, and more. Today, all of our 2 billion user products use Gemini. And we've introduced new experiences too, including on mobile, where people can interact with Gemini directly through the app. Now available on Android and iOS, and through Gemini Advanced, which provides access to our most capable models. One of the most exciting transformations with Gemini has been in Google Search. In the past year, we've answered billions of queries as part of our search generative experience. People are using it to search in entirely new ways and asking new types of questions, longer and more complex queries, even searching with photos, and getting back the best the web has to offer. We've been testing this experience outside of labs, and we are encouraged to see not only an increase in search usage, but also an increase in user satisfaction. I'm excited to announce that we'll begin launching this fully revamped experience, AI Overviews, to everyone in the US this week, and we'll bring it to more countries soon. Let me show you an example in Google Photos. We launched Google Photos almost 9 years ago. Since then, people have used it to organize their most important memories. Today, that amounts to more than 6 billion photos and videos uploaded every single day. And people love using photos to search across their life. With Gemini, you're making that a whole lot easier. Say you're at a parking station ready to pay, but you can't recall your license plate number. Before, you could search photos for keywords and then scroll through years' worth of photos looking for the right one. Now, you can simply ask photos. It knows the cars that appear often, it triangulates which one is yours, and just tells you the license plate number. And Ask Photos can also help you search your memories in a deeper way. For example, you might be reminiscing about your daughter Lucia's early milestones. You can ask Photos, when did Lucia learn to swim? You can even follow up with something more complex. Show me how Lucia's swimming has progressed. Here, Gemini goes beyond a simple search, recognizing different contexts, from doing laps in the pool, to snorkeling in the ocean, to the text and dates on her swimming certificates, and Photos packages it up all together in a summary. You can really take it all in and relive amazing memories all over again. We are rolling out Ask Photos this summer with more capabilities to come. People are always searching their emails in Gmail. We are working to make it much more powerful with Gemini. Let's look at how. As a parent, you want to know everything that's going on with your child's school. OK, maybe not everything, but you want to stay informed. Gemini can help you keep up. Now we can ask Gemini to summarize all recent emails from the school. In the background, it's identifying relevant emails, even analyzing attachments like PDFs. And you get a summary of the key points and action items. So helpful. Maybe you were traveling this week and you couldn't make the PTA meeting. The recording of the meeting is an hour long. If it's from Google Meet, you can ask Gemini to give you the highlights. There's a parents group looking for volunteers. You're free that day. Of course, Gemini can draft a reply. There are countless other examples of how this can make life easier. Gemini 1.5 Pro is available today in Workspace Labs, and Aparna will share more later on.
And today, Gemini 1.5 Pro is coming to NotebookLM, and it's great. Let me show you. So here we are in NotebookLM. You can load it up with all the materials here on the left. In this notebook, I've been using it with my younger son, and I've added some of his science worksheets, a few slide decks from his teacher, and even an open source textbook full of charts and diagrams. With 1.5 Pro, it instantly creates this notebook guide with a helpful summary and can generate a study guide, an FAQ, or even quizzes. But for my son, Jimmy, he really learns best when he can listen to something. So we've prototyped a new feature with Gemini, and it's called Audio Overviews. NotebookLM is going to take all the materials on the left as input and output them into a lively science discussion personalized for him. Let's take a listen.
So let's dive into physics. What's on deck for today?
Well, we're starting with the basics, force and motion.
Okay.
And that, of course, means we have to talk about Sir Isaac Newton and his 3 laws of motion.
Ah, yes, the foundation for understanding how objects move and interact.
Ah, yes, this is where multimodal really shines. Now, it generated this audio discussion based on that text material. And what's amazing is that my son and I can join into the conversation and steer it whichever direction we want. When I tap join.
Hold on, we have a question. What's up, Josh?
Yeah, can you give my son Jimmy a basketball example?
Hey, Jimmy, that's a fantastic idea. Basketball is actually a great way to visualize force and motion. Let's break it down.
Okay, so first, imagine a basketball just sitting there on the court. It's not moving, right? That's because all the forces acting on it are balanced. The downward pull of gravity.
Pretty cool, right? And this is what's becoming possible with the power of Gemini. You can give it lots of information in any format, and it can be transformed in a way that's personalized and interactive for you.
But what if we could go even further? That's one of the opportunities we see with AI agents. Let me take a step back and explain what I mean by that. I think about them as intelligent systems that show reasoning, planning, and memory, are able to think multiple steps ahead, work across software and systems, all to get something done on your behalf, and most importantly, under your supervision. We are still in the early days, and you'll see glimpses of our approach throughout the day. But let me show you the kinds of use cases we are working hard to solve. Let's start with shopping. It's pretty fun to shop for shoes, and a lot less fun to return them when they don't fit. Imagine if Gemini could do all the steps for you, searching your inbox for the receipt, locating the order number from your email, filling out a return form, and even scheduling a pickup. That's much easier, right? Let's take another example that's a bit more complex. Say you just moved to Chicago. You can imagine Gemini and Chrome working together to help you do a number of things to get ready, organizing, reasoning, synthesizing on your behalf. For example, you will want to explore the city and find services nearby, from dry cleaners to dog walkers. You'll have to update your new address across dozens of websites. Gemini can work across these tasks and will prompt you for more information when needed, so you're always in control. That part is really important as we prototype these experiences. We are thinking hard about how to do it in a way that's private, secure, and works for everyone. These are simple use cases, but they give you a good sense of the types of problems we want to solve by building intelligent systems that think ahead, reason, and plan all on your behalf. The power of Gemini with multimodality, long context, and agents brings us closer to our ultimate goal, making AI helpful for everyone.
We're very excited by the progress we've made so far with our family of Gemini models, but we're always striving to push the state of the art even further. At any one time, we have many different models in training, and we use our very large and powerful ones to help teach and train our production-ready models. Together with user feedback, this cutting-edge research will help us to build amazing new products for billions of people. Building on our Gemini model, we've developed agents that can process information faster by continuously encoding video frames, combining the video and speech input into a timeline of events, and caching this for efficient recall. We've also enhanced how they sound with a wider range of intonations. These agents better understand the context you're in and can respond quickly in conversation, making the pace and quality of interaction feel much more natural. Here's a video of our prototype, which you'll see has two parts. Each part was captured in a single take in real time.
Okay, let's do some tests. Tell me when you see something that makes sound.
I see a speaker, which makes sound.
What is that part of the speaker called?
That is the tweeter. It produces high-frequency sounds.
Give me a creative alliteration about these.
Creative crayons color cheerfully. They certainly craft colorful creations.
What does that part of the code do?
This code defines encryption and decryption functions. It seems to use AES-CBC encryption to encode and decode data based on a key and an initialization vector, IV.
That's right. What neighborhood do you think I'm in?
This appears to be the King's Cross area of London. It is known for its railway station and transportation connections.
Do you remember where you saw my glasses?
Yes, I do. Your glasses were on the desk near a red apple.
Let's take a look at how our innovations are helping people bring new creative ideas to life. Today, we're introducing a series of updates across our generative media tools with new models covering image, music, and video.
Imagen 3. It's our most capable image generation model yet. Imagen 3 is more photorealistic. You can literally count the whiskers on its snout, with richer details, like this incredible sunlight in the shot, and fewer visual artifacts or distorted images. It understands prompts written the way people write. The more creative and detailed you are, the better. And Imagen 3 remembers to incorporate small details, like the wildflowers or small blue bird, in this longer prompt. Plus, this is our best model yet for rendering text, which has been a challenge for image generation models. In side-by-side comparisons, independent evaluators preferred Imagen 3 over other popular image generation models. In sum, Imagen 3 is our highest quality image generation model so far. You can sign up today to try Imagen 3 in ImageFX, part of our suite of AI tools at labs.google, and it'll be coming soon to developers and enterprise customers in Vertex AI. Another area full of creative possibility is generative music. I've been working in this space for over 20 years, and this is by far the most exciting year of my career. We're exploring ways of working with artists to expand their creativity with AI. Together with YouTube, we've been building Music AI Sandbox, a suite of professional music AI tools that can create new instrumental sections from scratch, transfer styles between tracks, and more.
There's one more area I'm really excited to share with you. Our teams have made some incredible progress in generative video. Today, I'm excited to announce our newest, most capable generative video model called Veo. Veo creates high-quality 1080p videos from text, image, and video prompts. It can capture the details of your instructions in different visual and cinematic styles. You can prompt for things like aerial shots of a landscape or time-lapse, and further edit your videos using additional prompts. You can use Veo in our new experimental tool called VideoFX. We're exploring features like storyboarding and generating longer scenes. Veo gives you unprecedented creative control. Techniques for generating static images have come a long way, but generating video is a different challenge altogether. Not only is it important to understand where an object or subject should be in space, it needs to maintain this consistency over time, just like the car in this video. VIA builds upon years of our pioneering generative video model work, including GQN, Venaki, Walt, Video Poet, Lumiere, and much more. We combine the best of these architectures and techniques to improve consistency, quality, and output resolution.
25 years ago, we created search to help people make sense of the waves of information moving online. With each platform shift, we have delivered breakthroughs to help answer your questions better. On mobile, we unlock new types of questions and answers using better context, location awareness, and real-time information. With advances in natural language understanding and computer vision, we enable new ways to search with your voice, or a hum to find your new favorite song, or an image of that flower you saw on your walk. Now you can even circle to search those cool new shoes you might want to buy. Go for it. You can always return them later. Of course, search in the Gemini era will take this to a whole new level. Combining our infrastructure strengths, the latest AI capabilities, our high bar for information quality, our decades of experience connecting you to the richness of the web, the result is a product that does the work for you. Google Search is generative AI at the scale of human curiosity, and it's our most exciting chapter of search yet.
You've heard today about AI overviews and how helpful people are finding them. With AI overviews, Google does the work for you. Instead of piecing together all the information yourself, you can ask your question. And as you see here, you can get an answer instantly, complete with a range of perspectives and links to dive deeper. As Sundar shared, AI overviews will begin rolling out to everyone in the US, starting today, with more countries soon. And by the end of the year, AI overviews will come to over 1 billion people in Google Search. But this is just the first step. We're making AI overviews even more helpful for your most complex questions. Google can do the researching for you. For example, let's say you've been trying to get into yoga and Pilates. Finding the right studio can take a lot of research. There's so many factors you need to consider. Soon you'll be able to ask Search to find the best yoga or Pilates studios in Boston and show you details on their inter-offers and the walking time from Beacon Hill. As you can see here, Google gets to work for you, finding the most relevant information and bringing it together into your AI overview. You get some studios with great ratings and their introductory offers. And you can see the distance for each. Like this one, it's just a 10-minute walk away. Right below, you see where they're located, laid out visually. And you've got all this from just a single search. Take planning, for example. Dreaming up trips and meal plans can be fun, but doing the work of actually figuring it all out? No, thank you. With Gemini and Search, Google does the planning with you. Planning is really hard for AI to get right. It's the type of problem that takes advanced reasoning and logic. After all, if you're meal planning, you probably don't want mac and cheese for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay, my kids might, but say you're looking for a bit more variety. Now you can ask Search to create a 3-day meal plan for a group that's easy to prepare. And here you get a plan with a wide range of recipes from across the web. This one for overnight oats looks particularly interesting. And you can easily head over to the website to learn how to prepare them. If you want to get more veggies in, you can simply ask Search to swap in a vegetarian dish. And just like that, Search customizes your meal plan. And you can export your meal plan or get the ingredients as a list just by tapping here. Looking ahead, you can imagine asking Google to add everything to your preferred shopping cart. Then we're really cooking. These planning capabilities mean Search will be able to help plan everything from meals and trips to parties, dates, workout routines, and more. So you can get all the fun of planning without any of the hassle.
I have always run a record player, and I got this one and some vinyls at yard sale recently. But when I go to play it, this thing keeps sliding off. I have no idea how to fix it or where to even start. Before, I would have pieced together a bunch of searches to try to figure this out. Like, what make is this record player? What's the model? And what is this thing actually called? But now, I can just ask of a video. So let's try it. Let's do a live demo. I'm going to take a video and ask Google, why will this not stay in place? And in a near instant, Google gives me an AI overview. I get some reasons this might be happening and steps I can take to troubleshoot. So looks like first, this is called a toner, very helpful. And it looks like it may be unbalanced, and there's some really helpful steps here. And I love that because I'm new to all this, I can check out this helpful link from Audio Technica to learn even more. So that was pretty quick. Yay! Let me walk you through what just happened. Thanks to a combination of our state-of-the-art speech models, our deep visual understanding, and our custom Gemini model, Search was able to understand the question I asked out loud, break down the video frame by frame. Each frame was fed into Gemini's long context window you heard about earlier today. So Search could then pinpoint the exact make and model of my record player and make sense of the motion across frames to identify the tone arm was drifting. Search fanned out and combed the web to find relevant insights from articles, forums, videos, and more. And it stitched all of this together into my AI overview. The result was music to my ears.
This is my Gmail account. Okay, there's an email up top from my husband. Help me sort out the roof repair thing, please. Now, we've been trying to find a contractor to fix our roof, and with work travel, I have clearly dropped the ball. It looks like there's an email thread on this with lots of emails that I haven't read. And luckily for me, I can simply tap the summarize option up top and skip reading this long back and forth. Now, Gemini pulls up this helpful mobile card as an overlay, and this is where I can read a nice summary of all the salient information that I need to know. So I see here that we have a quote from Jeff at Green Roofing, and he's ready to start. Now, I know we had other bids, and I don't remember the details. Previously, I would have had to do a number of searches in Gmail and then remember and compare information across different emails. Now, I can simply type out my question right here in the mobile card and say something like, compare my roof repair bids by price and availability. This new Q&A feature makes it so easy to get quick answers on anything in my inbox. For example, when are my shoes arriving, or what time the doors open for the Knicks game, without having to first search Gmail, then open the email, and then look for the specific information and attachments, and so on. Anyway, back to my roof. It looks like Gemini has found details that I got from 2 other contractors in completely different email threads, and I have this really nicely organized summary, and I can do a quick comparison. So it seems like Jeff's quote was right in the middle. He can start immediately, so Green Roofing it is. I'll open that last email from Jeff and confirm the project. And look at that. I see some suggested replies from Gemini. Now, what is really, really neat about this evolution of Smart Reply is that it's contextual. Gemini understood the back and forth in that thread and that Jeff was ready to start, so offers me a few customized options based on that context. So, here I see I have declined the service, suggest a new time. I'll choose proceed and confirm time. I can even see a preview of the full reply simply by long pressing. This looks reasonable, so I'll hit send. These new capabilities in Gemini and Gmail will start rolling out this month to labs users. Okay, so one of the really neat things about workspace apps like Gmail, Drive, Docs, Calendar is how well they work together. And in our daily lives, we often have information that flows from one app to another, like, say, adding a calendar entry from Gmail, or creating reminders from a spreadsheet tracker. But what if Gemini could make these journeys totally seamless, perhaps even automate them for you entirely? So let me show you what I mean with a real-life example. My sister is a self-employed photographer, and her inbox is full of appointment bookings, receipts, client feedback on photos, and so much more. Now, if you're a freelancer or a small business, you really want to focus on your craft and not on bookkeeping and logistics. So let's go to her inbox and take a look. Lots of unread emails. Let's click on the first one. It's got a PDF that's an attachment from a hotel as a receipt, and I see a suggestion in the side panel. Help me organize and track my receipts. Let's click on this prompt. The side panel now will show me more details about what that really means. And as you can see, there's 2 steps here. Step 1, create a Drive folder and put this receipt and 37 others it's found into that folder. Makes sense. Step 2, extract the relevant information from those receipts in that folder into a new spreadsheet. Now, this sounds useful. Why not? I also have the option to edit these actions or just hit OK. So let's hit OK. Gemini will now complete the 2 steps described above, and this is where it gets even better. Gemini offers you the option to automate this so that this particular workflow is run on all future emails, keeping your Drive folder and expense sheet up to date with no effort from you.
Gemini can help you learn, create, code, and anything else you can imagine. Let's start with the Gemini app, which is redefining how we interact with AI. It's natively multimodal, so you can use text, voice, or your phone's camera to express yourself naturally. And this summer, you can have an in-depth conversation with Gemini using your voice. We're calling this new experience Live. Using Google's latest speech models, Gemini can better understand you and answer naturally. You can even interrupt while Gemini is responding, and it will adapt to your speech patterns. So we're rolling out a new feature that lets you customize it for your own needs and create personal experts on any topic you want. We're calling these Gems. They're really simple to set up. Just tap to create a gem, write your instructions once, and come back whenever you need it. For example, here's a gem that I created that acts as a personal writing coach. It specializes in short stories with mysterious twists, and it even builds on the story drafts in my Google Drive. I call it the Cliffhanger Curator. Now, gems are a great time saver when you have specific ways that you want to interact with Gemini again and again. Gems will roll out in the coming months, and our trusted testers are already finding so many creative ways to put them to use. They can act as your yoga bestie, your personal sous chef, a brainy calculus tutor, a peer reviewer for your code, and so much more. Next, I'll show you how Gemini is taking a step closer to being a true AI assistant by planning and taking actions for you. Now, we all know that chatbots can give you ideas for your next vacation, but there's a lot more that goes into planning a great trip. It requires reasoning that considers space-time logistics and the intelligence to prioritize and make decisions. That reasoning and intelligence all come together in the new trip planning experience in Gemini Advanced. Now, it all starts with a prompt. OK, so here we go. We're going to Miami. My son loves art, my husband loves seafood, and our flight and hotel details are already in my Gmail inbox. Now, there's a lot going on in that prompt. Everyone has their own things that they want to do. To make sense of these variables, Gemini starts by gathering all kinds of information from search and helpful extensions like Maps and Gmail. It uses that data to create a dynamic graph of possible travel options, taking into account all of my priorities and constraints. The end result is a personalized vacation plan presented in Gemini's new dynamic UI.
Now, based on my flight information, Gemini knows that I need a 2.5-day itinerary. And you can see how Gemini uses spatial data to make decisions. Our flight lands in the late afternoon, so Gemini skips a big activity that day and finds a highly rated seafood restaurant close to our hotel. Now, on Sunday, we have a jam-packed day. I like these recommendations, but my family likes to sleep in. So I tap to change the start time, and just like that, Gemini adjusted my itinerary for the rest of the trip. It moved our walking tour to the next day and added lunch options near the street art museum to make the most of our Sunday afternoon. This looks great. It would have taken me hours of work, checking multiple sources, figuring out schedules, and Gemini did this in a fraction of the time. This new trip planning experience will be rolling out to Gemini Advanced this summer, just in time to help you plan your own Labor Day weekend.
One thing we've heard from students is that they're doing more of their schoolwork directly on their phones and tablets. So we thought, could Circle the Search be your perfect study buddy? Let's say my son needs help with a tricky physics word problem, like this one. My first thought is, oh boy, it's been a while since I've thought about kinematics. If he's stumped on this question, instead of putting me on the spot, he can circle the exact part he's stuck on and get step-by-step instructions, right where he's already doing the work. Ah, of course, final velocity equals initial velocity plus acceleration times elapsed time. Right. I was just about to say that. Seriously, though, I love how it shows how to solve the problem, not just the answer. This new capability is available today. And later this year, Circle the Search will be able to tackle more complex problems involving symbolic formulas, diagrams, graphs, and more. Circle the Search is only on Android. It's available on more than 100 million devices today, and we're on track to double that by the end of the year.
Now, building Google AI directly into the OS elevates the entire smartphone experience. And Android is the first mobile operating system to include a built-in on-device foundation model. This lets us bring Gemini goodness from the data center right into your pocket, so the experience is faster while also protecting your privacy. Starting with Pixel later this year, we'll be expanding what's possible with our latest model, Gemini Nano with multimodality. This means your phone can understand the world the way you understand it. So not just through text input, but also through sights, sounds, and spoken language. Let me give you an example. 2.2 billion people experience blindness or low vision. So several years ago, we developed TalkBack, an accessibility feature that helps people navigate their phone through touch and spoken feedback. Helping with images is especially important. In fact, my colleague Caro, who uses TalkBack, will typically come across 90 unlabeled images per day. Thankfully, TalkBack makes them accessible. And now we're taking that to the next level with the multimodal capabilities of Gemini Nano. So when someone sends Caro a photo, she'll get a richer and clearer description of what's happening. Or let's say Caro is shopping online for an outfit. Now she can get a crystal clear description of the style and cut to find the perfect look. Running Gemini Nano on device helps minimize the latency, and the model even works when there's no network connection. These improvements to TalkBack are coming later this year. Let me show you another example of what on-device AI can unlock. People lost more than $1 trillion to fraud last year. And as scams continue to evolve across texts, phone calls, and even videos, Android can help protect you from the bad guys, no matter how they try to reach you. So let's say I get rudely interrupted by an unknown caller right in the middle of my presentation. Hello?
Hi, I'm calling from Safe Bank Security Department. Am I speaking to Dave?
Yeah, this is Dave, kind of in the middle of something.
We've detected some suspicious activity on your account. It appears someone is trying to make unauthorized charges.
Oh yeah, what kind of charges?
We can't give you specifics over the phone, but to protect your account, I'm going to help you transfer your money to a secure account we've set up for you.
And look at this. My phone gives me a warning that this call might be a scam.
I'm excited to introduce LearnLM, our new family of models based on Gemini and fine-tuned for learning. LearnLM is grounded in educational research, making learning experiences more personal and engaging. And it's coming to the products you use every day, like Search, Android, Gemini, and YouTube. In fact, you've already seen LearnLM on stage today, when it helped Samir with his son's homework on Android. Now let's see how this works in the Gemini app. Earlier, Sissy introduced Gems, custom versions of Gemini that can act as personal, assistive experts on any topic. We're developing some pre-made gems, which will be available in the Gemini app and web experience, including one called Learning Coach. With Learning Coach, you can get step-by-step study guidance, along with helpful practice and memory techniques designed to build understanding rather than just give you the answer. Let's say you're a college student studying for an upcoming biology exam. If you need a tip to remember the formula for photosynthesis, Learning Coach can help. Learning Coach, along with other pre-made gems, will launch in Gemini in the coming months. And you can imagine what features like Gemini Live can unlock for learning. Another example is a new feature in YouTube that uses LearnLM to make educational videos more interactive, allowing you to ask a clarifying question, get a helpful explanation, or take a quiz. This even works for those long lectures or seminars, thanks to Gemini model's long context capabilities. This feature in YouTube is already rolling out to select Android users. As we work to extend LearnLM beyond our own products, we're partnering with experts and institutions like Columbia Teachers College, Arizona State University, and Khan Academy to test and improve the new capabilities in our models for learning. and we've collaborated with MIT Raise to develop an online course to help educators better understand and use generative AI. We're also working directly with educators to build more helpful generative AI tools with LearnLM. For example, in Google Classroom, we're drawing on the advances we've heard about today to develop new ways to simplify and improve lesson planning and enable teachers to tailor lessons and content to meet the individual needs of their students. Standing here today makes me think back to my own time as an undergraduate. Then AI was considered speculative, far from any real-world uses. Today we can see how much is already real, how much it is already helping people, from their everyday tasks to their most ambitious, productive, and imaginative endeavors, and how much more is still to come.
All of this shows the important progress we have made as we take a bold and responsible approach to making AI helpful for everyone.